It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Well, hey, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to Get On Up with Jam and Renee. We're right here on the Backchannel, the only place where you can listen to, watch, and chat with hosts live. It's the only place that you can do it. And you're watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I'm your breakfast jam, James Arthur M. And
I'm so excited.
I was so excited to introduce you.
So excited. I jumped the gun and I apologize. And I'm Renee Colbert.
Renee, we love her so much, Renee. This is so great. And Renee, we've got such a jam-packed audience today. Look at all these Get On Uppers. Good morning, everybody. We've got Freddie, Louisiana, Nathan from Texas, Tim from New Hampshire, Dakota already saying hi. Hello, Dakota. Hello, Kobe. Great to have you all out here today.
Such a good team. Look at this. Brian from California, Abigail from Oklahoma. I love it so much. Now, if you're like, well, I'm here, but I don't know how I've done this to myself. All you have to do to get to the show every Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, say to your trusty device, open Backchannel, and we'll be right here. Also, James, you hinted at this, but can you tell them how it's interactive? How they are the third member of this show?
You're really the third member. I won't even call you the Michelle of our Destiny's Child, which we'll get into a little bit later. I think that you're like, who's like a third amazing, just you couldn't do it without them.
You know what? I think
Trinity?
I love
Spirit?
that. I was going to call them.
Spirit.
Okay. I like the Holy Spirit. I mean, yes, that's the answer. May I give the wrong answer? Would you like to hear the wrong answer? I feel like they're mission control. You and I are just just sailing through space, and they're like, guys, here's
bring it in.
Here's what you
need. And what's so great is we're not going to know a lot of the answers to a lot of things, and we're going to lean on you all. And so you just say, comment, Jam. The right answer is the sky is blue, and I'll be like, oh my god, duh, I forgot. Thank you so much. For example, Tim, for reminding me. I'm just saying as an example. You don't have to say that, but that's something that I love so much about the show is we love hearing from you all. So don't be bashful this morning, or you're getting ready, you're getting your day started, but feel free to join in on the conversation and just say comment, let it rip. That could even be what you say, and we'll see.
Could be it. Like, that could be it. If we're being bashful, if we are being, little
bashful Bettys, if you will,
shy Sallies, we'll take a note to let it rip.
Coy Roy. I just want the rhyme.
Oh no, I mean, I feel like we should do 15 more. Does that seem right to you? 15?
That's the rule of comedy. If I know anything about comedy, it's the rule of 15.
You got to do about 15 of them.
It goes through the cycle of like, oh, that's amusing. Okay, tired of this. Tired of it. Oh, it's funny again. Oh, no.
There we go. We found really it. Colby chiming in with no. Absolutely not.
All right. No. Thanks, Kobe. See, it takes a village. Thanks for letting us know when we got all right, Renee, while we still got him, let's tell them what's for the
you guys today. We're so happy to have you here, you guys. Wednesday,
we do have a plan. We do have an actual plan for the show.
There is a doc. Things have been written in it. I feel like that's an indication of, well, they've made an effort. They've made an effort, and that's all you can ask of a show. As you know, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. We did it. We made it. Wednesday hump day, where we like to begin I feel like we like to begin every morning, but specifically Wednesday hump day with a jam. With a song.
Yes. What's your power anthem? What's your song? And then we're going to play a little game called Rank It. So if you're here last week, you know how we like to play it. We're going to rank. And this week's theme is fast food restaurants. We're going to rank our top 3, but not in just any old boring rank it. We're going to use Destiny's Child to rank it. So obviously, so which fast food restaurant is the Beyonce? Which one is the Kelly? And which one's the Michelle? She's there hanging out.
And again, these get on uppers, we will require you to give us the correct answer, because I know I'm going to get it wrong. So
Renee, that's just a hot dog stand.
Comment, Renee, no. That's not.
Kobe, you
No.
already know what to do. Just get it ready.
You got
All right. And then we've got how do I get out of this? But I'm gonna that we'll just leave it there. That's what we're
Okay.
gonna do. How do I get
Okay.
out of this? And I might
Well,
throw a curveball your way.
Now I also
Yeah.
have a how do I get? We got two how do I get out of thises. It's
Great. Good.
because by Wednesday, Jam and I have both gotten ourselves into a pickle.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed once a week. So that'll be the segment with which we beg for advice. Please help us get out of this. But then we look to those who have led their lives better and have found something on the internet that we're like, ooh, I like this. This has potential. Let's see what this has. So a segment called This Has Potential.
And then we play one of my favorite games of the week is Wildin' or Working It, where we recount either things that are happening, people in pop culture, news, or situations from TV, and you will decide whether this person or scenario is wilding out, they just acting out, or they're working it. They're doing it up. We like what they're doing. Keep going. I'm inspired. So
Now,
we'll do that.
Jam, I beg of you, please give us a tease because it is so good this week. It's so good. Just a little tease. Just a little tease.
So this week's I have two while in working it situations. We'll see if we can get to them both because one of them is so meaty. If you were like me and you were glued to the internet this week, the drama happening between the Spearses, between Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears. Not her dad, Jamie Spears, which they're both named Jamie. But Jamie Lynn, the younger sister, they were feuding over social media, which is the best place to have any family discussion, especially a sibling discussion.
You know that's they don't call it sibling rivalry. They don't call it siblings getting along pretty well.
There's a reason why the first murder in the Bible was brother on brother, Cain and Abel. There's a reason.
All right. They foretold.
So we're gonna decide right here today which one of the Spears is wildin' and which one is working it, and then we'll let them know that the jury is in. Get on up, decided.
Jam, I have to tell you, I've seen many a headline, but have read none because I was like, well, no one's going to give me the details I need better.
Probably
than Jam.
should have because I'm going to be coming in like a hot mess who is just at the playground hearing all the gossip, be like, and did you know what she said? And then she said it's going to be like the Tasmanian devil of gossip.
I love it.
It's going to be too much.
I can't wait.
So
I can't wait.
I'm
very excited. I'll see what I can parcel out, but I'm very excited about it. And then of course, as you guys know, you've been here, you know it. We got to end on a highlight on a positive note. So we're going to give you some Wednesday wisdom, which Jim, I would be remiss if I didn't say a few minutes ago, I was like, as people who would lead their lives better than we do. And I wish I hadn't said we, because you lead your life very well. I, on the other hand, make a lot of mistakes.
Well, that's what we love you. We love you for it. And it gives us something of what would we talk about every day if your life was all put together? Boring. That's what Instagram is for. If they want that, they'll go to Instagram. They want the mess. They're coming to get on up.
You get right on in here. You get right on in here.
In fact, I want to give a shout out to Dakota who said happy Wednesday. And Dakota says, you know what? I can't really get my day started because I'm going to be in bed all day. I love that. Dakota, today, don't get on up. You just just
get on down.
Head up just here. Yeah. just stay where you are. That's where we're gonna rename the show.
Why don't you stay put? Why don't you
stay put?
Don't worry about it.
Stay put with Jam and Renee.
That's great. I feel like we have time to reworkshop that. Yeah.
Let's do the reopening. We're starting over again. Yeah. All right. So it is, as Renee said, it's Humpty Hump Day. Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. All right. And since that's such a bop, talking about Wednesday, what is your bop, your jam of the day? What is your morning jam that's going to help get you through the day, or it's stuck in your head, or it's been the theme of your week, wherever you want to take it? What is your jam of the day, of the week, your inspirational song, or just like, raindrops keep falling on my head? Maybe you're just like, this is a sad week. And, or what's that one about someone left the cake out in the rain? Isn't that one?
Oh, yeah. God, I haven't heard that song in years.
I
don't know. Yeah, I think that's probably why. I think the commission of songs was just like, Let's be
we
done
gotta
with that.
put
Don't
that
don't
away
let
in
people
that.
hear that anymore. I want to
Renee,
meet the. Mhm.
well, who are you gonna meet?
I was
Who are
going
you
to say
gonna meet?
I want to meet the person who has raindrops keep falling on my head as their ringtone. Who's that guy?
Oh, yeah,
Who's that?
absolutely.
Well, all
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Okay.
MacArthur Park. Tim coming in hot. Is that the artist? I feel like Tim always giving us the facts, or is that the name of the song? Renee's gonna
Well,
do a Google.
I'll Google it. Yeah, as you know,
All
James, as you
right.
remember from yesterday, I love Googling.
Yes, if you weren't here during yesterday's Martin Luther King Jr. trivia, Renee was doing so terribly, she decided to start Googling
ugh,
and thought that that was okay. And
lost a
then
lot of sleep over that. Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
to, yeah. Oh, that's the name of the song. See,
Yes.
Tim
By Richard
here lost
Harris.
out. Yeah.
Is that right?
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
Team?
Tim let us know how we're doing in the
Okay.
show. Is this good? We're on the right track. Wow, MacArthur Park did not realize. I thought the song was the cake one. Anyways, Renee,
Soggy cake.
what is
Yeah.
your morning? The soggy cake song.
Yeah.
I'll stop calling it that. Renee,
Okay.
what's your jam? What's your jam of the day?
Yeah, no.
And why? Why? Tell us.
I would love to tell you. I'd love to tell you. And I do think, and granted, we're only 2 weeks into this, but I think you will see a trend that Renee has horrific taste in music. It'll start to become apparent, if not already. You guys, and I do encourage you. Now, let's be nice because it's early in the morning. But if you wanted to heckle me a little in the comments, Renee, what? Why would you choose such? Why would you choose such a song? Why would you do that to us? I have selected the song "Brand New Day" from the musical The Wiz.
The Wiz.
Yeah, it's my song of the
Can
day.
you give us a little? Can you give us a little?
Can you feel a brand new day? Can you feel a brand new day? Everybody look up.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
you got it.
doing the other
Right.
verse too. we're doing-
Renee, I'm so sorry if you will check the fine print of your contract. It does specifically say no verses. No, choruses
just
only
the
from you.
chorus.
No verses. Yeah.
Wait, okay, so tell us, what is this brand new day that you're experiencing, you're feeling? What has brought this on?
Sure. Well,
The Wicked Witch is dead. Eveline gone.
Would love to tell you. I think this is the case of a lot of folks right now, if the internet is correct, that we're all doing a little bit of work shuffle. So you got through the pandemic, but we're round in the bin on year 2, and you're like, well, it's time to get a new job. So I got a new job. And so brand new day.
Can you feel a
Feel a
brand
brand
new
new day?
Renee?
Yes.
Brand new Renee.
Now,
That's what I
James,
feel.
can I tell you, you and the Get On Uppers are getting the very first look at this news. Have not told my current employers this, so I don't think they're listening to this show. I don't think that they are, but if they
What
are,
if they're like one of these folks here? Maybe it's Talk.
Maybe let's
Talk
see.
just
Let's
said
see.
wow. They just said wow. Maybe
Sure.
that's you.
Uh-oh.
Maybe they said
Oh,
wow
boy.
to our singing and dancing. They were like, and I think it was more like a, oh wow, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Get
Seems
these
more
kids
accurate.
on Broadway.
Seems more accurate. So that is my song.
kids.
That is my song / announcement to my employer, current employer.
This is how you gave your 2 weeks notice. You're like, didn't you see my morning show?
That's on you. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm
am here
out.
to pack my things.
Got your crate? It's always a crate.
Always. Jam, I want to hear your song.
Well, first of all, I got to give some shout outs to Tim, who was saying, Tim said, congrats on the new job.
Tim,
So Tim's
I love you so
supportive.
much.
And
You're the
also
best.
Tim with the music. Tim just like anytime we're like, wait, what's going on? We need the facts of the music. Tim also pointed out, and Tim's so right. I've heard this bop on a dance floor. Donna Summer did a disco version of MacArthur Park.
Ooh.
I've heard it before. Have you not heard it?
No, I have not.
Oh,
well, I mean, I bet I
someone-
have. I bet if I were to
Yeah.
listen, I'd be like, oh gosh, yes, no, I know
I
this.
feel like we probably did a twirl or two on the dance floor at
Seems
the
right.
Maximum Fun Con when I hurt your back.
Seems like no, you did not hurt my back. I want to
made
be
you
very, very
do-
clear about that. I know I was trying to show off for you. I was trying to be like, I don't know if you knew, but I did gymnastics as a child, and I hurt my back. That had nothing to do with you.
Wow. Well, I want to give a quick welcome to Kay, who just joined Get On Up. Right now, we are doing our morning jam, the song that is inspiring us through the day or stuck in our head or that thing. Would love to hear from you all. Just go ahead and say comment and let us know what your jam of the day is or that bop of yours. So mine, if you were here last week, you
Yes.
maybe know that one of my favorite musical artists bands are Little Mix, a British girl group from the UK.
Of course.
They just completed 10 years of music. They're going on a sabbatical, but they have a song called No. Just like the first word that Kobe said to us
Ooh.
this morning. They have a
Yep.
song called No, and it's about the word no. And I'm doing a year of no. I've done the Shonda Rhimes year of yes. It's run me ragged. I've
Sure.
done too many things. I'm all about boundaries. And this song is about boundaries. Let me give you a little bit.
taste.
Mm.
Give it a
I
little
say
taste.
no, no, no. I say yes too many times. You should know, no, no. Told you I'm no longer under your control. Oh, see, I'm not the kind of girl I was before. Can't walk over me no more, no more. I said no, no, no. I say yes
Okay.
too many
Very nice.
times. You
Very nice.
should
Oh,
know, no, no.
they
Oh,
did
yeah.
send the contract again just now. We have been through the direct message. Sent the contract, no verses. They did want to reiterate in the contract.
I
know.
did the same. I was doing the same chorus again, Renee. So I was in my
Listen,
contract.
it wasn't for me. That wasn't for me. That wasn't
But
for
I
me.
was on
That was
the
from corporate. They were
listen. But they said you can do verses. I just
Yeah.
stuck with the same chorus again because
Okay.
it repeats.
Looks like they've rewritten our contract. It says only one chorus one time.
Didn't
Wow.
sign that one.
Oh.
Didn't sign that one. And you know what I say to that new rule, Renee?
Yes,
I say
yes.
no, no,
No,
no,
no.
I say yes too many times. You should know, no, no. See, and CK said yes, which I think K is like, yes, love that
knows.
song, love what
He
James is doing with
knows.
it. Yes
love
to
it.
the second chorus.
Yes. All right. Get
but-
on uppers. How about you guys? What are you listening to? What's your morning jam? What's starting your day? I want to hear it. I want to hear it. You say
I wanna hear
comment.
it.
It's obviously Raining Men, of course.
Ooh,
Duh.
so someone
That's a good
could be so lucky. I wish that was like my day.
Did you see Dakota?
Tell the kids at home in case they
love to
can't
say it.
see what Dakota just wrote.
Dakota, you nailed it. You just won What's Your Morning Jam with
Mm.
Never Gonna Give You Up. Now that song.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Never gonna
No,
turn
do, do,
around
do.
and desert you. Ted
Desert
Lasso
you.
fans. Any Ted Lasso fans out there? And do you know why that song made me think of Ted Lasso? Curious, just curious. If you do, let me know if you watch Ted Lasso. It's featured in the
I
second
know.
season.
There's a very beautiful, touching
Yeah.
funeral scene, not to spoil it, that uses that song. It's a funeral. That's what they're singing. So it is.
No, you're 100% right. I maybe was hoping you'd say exactly that. Is what I was hoping.
Yeah. Shout out. Riyadh says that their son is obsessed with Surface Pressure. From the Encanto soundtrack. Which one? The song that sticks out in my head the most from Encanto is "We Don't Talk About Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno, no." Little fun fact about Encanto. Encanto, it's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. Such a great movie. Renee, have you seen it?
You know what? I was going to, but then you said that you cried, right? Well,
you were like, not today, not doing that. I do recall you said you cried during it.
Cried?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Okay,
Wait,
hold on. Let me.
Can't lose the water.
Okay, I have a whole story behind it that I'd love to share if you're willing to be bored. You want to be bored with the story?
Wait, can I finish my? Put it like I want to finish my fun fact about the Bruno song.
Please.
So Riyadh, you might appreciate this, and you can tell your son about this because you'll be like, look, I know some facts, and that's why you come on back to Get On Up to get the facts. Originally, Bruno, who is the uncle, the strange uncle, they don't talk about him, hence the song. We don't talk about Bruno, no. Oh, sing a no theme.
Yes, it's good.
Originally, Bruno's name was going to be Oscar.
Okay.
But Lin-Manuel Miranda was like, no, I have the song in my head because Lin-Manuel Miranda did the music. And he's like, I have the song in my head and I need this no. And so then he changed it to Bruno. And originally it was going to be Oscar.
Look at
we don't talk about Oscar.
No, that wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't, no, it simply would not have worked. James, real quick, again, back to the boring story that no one wants to hear, but I am going to shoehorn in, is that do you ever have a day where you're just feeling anxious and you're like, you know what, fix this? A good cry. That's it. I just need to cry. So I was on Reddit trying to figure out if Encanto was sad enough because it was sad. It made you cry. And do you want to hear what Reddit said?
Like, was it okay on a scale? Because I imagine there's a message board and there's like 5 tiers for like, oh, it'll get you going,
right?
And it had this like 3 tiers, and you're like, I need 6. I need a sixer.
I can't have it enough. But no, it was basically that, and it was a lot of this. And I don't know why it made me laugh so hard, but it was like, it's sad, it'll get you, but it's no Coco. Coco took me down, and I just thought that was funny that Coco will take you down because it will.
Yeah. Well, it also depends too, because it depends where you are. It's a lot of Encanto is about family relationships and dynamics. So it also depends on where you are with your family, sort of, and I would say that's for adults. I think, and that's what I think is so amazing about some of these. Disney took a page out of Pixar and was like, okay, we got to kick it up a notch and like have some like depth to our movies. And so really started with Tangled. They've all just had such, depth. Even with like Frozen and Frozen 2, they were talking about how they were researching with like working with psychologists in the room to help unpack these different issues that they wanted to explore in the movie. All that to say that kind of I had a friend of mine who she's a new mother, so she has a lot of the movies about generational experiences and generational pressure. Oh yes, that's right, the surface pressure. Yes, all right,
same. It's all there. It's all there. You got it.
But the pressure, and so like and family struggles and how things get passed down, and so she saw her connection between her daughter, her, and her mother, and so she was just bawling,
of course,
doing it. So
no, that's an incredibly good point, because it seems like you and I had a very strong reaction to Moana. Right? Of like, do I pursue my dreams? Do I go home? Yes. So I would bet people who were confident in their life choices were just like, it was a sweet story.
It was a sweet story. Well, well, thank you, Riyadh, for that impromptu Encanto tangent. I wish that rhymed better than it did. We had Anita, and then we lost Anita. I'm assuming it was
no.
Anita.
Listen, Anita, I get it, Anita. It's a lot. It's a lot. And maybe come back for the 8 o'clock hour. That's fair.
Yeah. The 8 o'clock show. All right, Renee, we're gonna play Rank It. Can you tee us up?
I would love nothing more. Okay, so our Rank It is among our favorite segments, wherein we will rank things, but not your traditional ranking. We will give it the award of Beyonce, Michelle, or Kelly. What?
Great. Can I, Renee, do you want feedback in front of our friends, or do you want? Yes, okay, just one adjustment I'd like to make. That was so great.
Let's hear it.
We're gonna do a second take. And the energy, it was there. It was so great. But what's so key about the Rank It is everybody knows it goes Beyonce, Kelly, and then Michelle. You can't really see my hand, but she's there.
We really gave it to Michelle last week, and I was trying to throw her a bone. But I appreciate the note. And when you're right, you're right. So yes, gold is to Beyonce.
Course, we're talking about the 3 ladies from Destiny's Child. You're like, who are these poor women that you are ranking?
They know these get on uppers.
You have to. And if you're very confused why Michelle is like barely there, just go to poormichelle.com and you'll see an entire website that will help illuminate everything to you.
It'll get you right on through it. Right on through it.
And today's theme, it's fast food. We're doing fast food restaurants. We're ranking
fast food chains. Yeah.
What is the Beyonce of fast food? What's the Kelly? And what's the Michelle? Just kind of, she's there.
The Michelle. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like, but again, Michelle, I want you to know that there was a world with which you got second. Never first.
In the multiverse, there was. Oh, I mean, in every multiverse, Beyonce's Beyonce. Like, there's just there's
nothing to be done. Our hands are tied. There's nothing to be done. But
sometimes there's a Beyonce, Kelly, and Stacy or Tracy. That's a thing.
Of course, there is. Now, James, in researching this, I was just like, well, let me make sure that I'm not forgetting a fast food website, and I have found upwards of 50. So many fast food places.
Can we give Renee did the research, y'all? Get on up. We're not playing around. Renee's like, got a show to do. Got to research fast food restaurants. What does the Google say?
No one has ever heard. that you would need to deeply research such a thing. Now, off the top of the noggin, do you have a go-to? Oh, I love that place. That's just a guaranteed
Just
Beyonce.
no, this was very challenging for me. I have two different lists. I
Okay.
have one that I think how America, if we were to poll America,
Mhm. Okay.
and everyone comes to vote. I have a way. I think I know how America would vote, and then I have mine, which are a
Okay.
little obscure because I
Interesting.
have. Grown with like a I don't. You know what it is? I'll tell you
Let's
this.
hear it. I'm
I
listening.
have been living in. I was living in snooty San Francisco. Still
Okay.
am. I'm back for like 5 or 6 years. There are no fast food restaurants here in San Francisco. You have to go like downtown. They just don't exist. Those chain restaurants just aren't here.
Interesting.
And so for the
Interesting.
longest time, I just had like my nose turned up at it. Went
Right.
to New York. I kind of dabbled again in fast food. And so mine are going to be obscure. All that to
Okay.
say, mine are
Okay.
kind of
No, I
like
respect
they're
that,
a
and I
chain, but they're
right.
not like
They're a little
everyone,
obscure, but they're a
they're a
little
little
obscure.
thing.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's fair. Get on uppers. How do you feel? Do you have a favorite fast food chain, or I will also
Yeah.
say could never, would never fast food chain?
Yes,
Which
which would probably be your Michelle. Like, you would never probably buy Michelle's solo album,
sure.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Only fair.
But
Only
if it
fair.
was in a food court, you would look at it, you're like, "Oh,
And you
there it
and you would
is.
do it.
There it is."
I would like to start the open bidding at the Beyonce fast
Who's
food
your
chain,
Beyonce? Right.
Shake Shack. For me, it's Shake Shack. Love Shake Shack.
Renee,
I know.
Renee,
I know. Uh-oh.
Renee.
Uh-oh. 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 What's happening? Uh-oh. James. Are we not friends? Are we friends? Are we
We
best friends? We're not friends.
Okay, can I get in here? Can I play? Can I participate?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Renee, we have to get married tomorrow, and it has to be at Shake Shack because that's my Beyonce too.
Come on.
I was like, no one's gonna have this, right?
Come on.
But
Best.
I
The
was
very best news.
I'm
The
lost for
very best news.
words. Our Beyonce is both Shake Shack. Did anybody see this coming? Who are we? Okay. Wow. All right. I
Uh,
love you. I've never loved you
I
more.
can't, I mean, this is the best.
This
I
is
feel
sealed
a
it
little
for me.
early to end the show an hour and a half early, but I don't know if we're gonna do any
I think
better.
we're not going to top that, everybody. Let us know in the comments. Do you like?
This is
Have you
big
been to Shake
news.
Shack? Do you love it? How do you feel about it? Shake Shack. Do you know the history about Shake Shack?
No, please tell me the history of Shake Shack.
So I know. Tim said that I'm free to go to Shake Shack because I don't think I'm cool enough.
I
How
know you
dare
are, Tim.
you,
And you
Tim?
are
You are.
absolutely
You're in
cool.
fact. You're invited to the wedding of Renee and Jam
Yes.
happening at Shake Shack. Happening at Shake Shack. Although Renee, I insist you wear your Ted Lasso
Oh,
costume
100%. Yeah.
as we get married.
Uh,
Renee is when she dresses like a man, she's a handsome man. Scrolling through
yes.
Instagram, I was like, "Who is
Oh
this? Who's
my.
Renee's brother? Is he single?"
Excusez-moi. Get on uppers. I'm not sure how many of you have the video option, but if you do, you will notice that I have very masculine features. So you pull that hair back, you put a mustache on me. How do you do, sir?
No,
Good to see you.
no.
No further
I
questions.
I disagree. You're just so beautiful, and I see your beauty even more when
Uh,
you look like a man.
what a kind person. Because we
I
are on this tangent,
Well,
yes, go ahead.
same thing happened to Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore. They've never been hotter than in
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels, and they are dressed like men. I don't know what that says about me.
The
I don't know
kindest.
if it says what I'm interested in.
No, I think it just
Men.
James, you're 12 on a 1 to 10 scale as far as good looks. So to hear any type of compliment of that fashion from you, the winner of good looks, is just too much to bear. It's too much to bear. You're the Beyonce of good looks, James. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. All right. Give me your next restaurant. Who's your Kelly?
Well, now, but real quick before we get to the next one, I do feel like there's a little bit of feud between In-N-Out and Shake Shack, and sometimes you have to pipe down. Yes. Oh,
Wait, this is actually goes to my story. Okay. Remember, I had a
you were
fact
going to
about
see how
Shake
Shake
Shack.
Shack came to be. Yes, focus up.
Yeah. So I had my ex-boyfriend who was from New York. He had experience both Shake Shack and In-N-Out because the longest time Shake Shack just recently crossed the border over to the West Coast, and for the longest time, the nearest like if you looked at a map, In-N-Out only went as far as Texas, and Shake
Right.
Shack only went as far as Texas. So Texas was getting them both,
Oh,
right?
oh,
But there was like this East Coast, West Coast sort of thing.
right.
And to Renee's point, there does seem like there's like a rivalry, like especially on the West Coast. It's sort of like licorice and Twizzlers. Like, you know, we have we have red vines and Twizzlers. We have red vines on the West Coast and Twizzlers on the East Coast. Like red vines for life. But what happened was the guy who started Shake Shack came out to the West Coast, had tried In-N-Out, and he was like, we can
Almost.
do this he's like, we can do
Almost.
this in New York and we can do it better.
Yeah.
And so went back to New York, went to his little shack, started making the burgers, doing his science, and then poof, he made the
Nailed it.
miraculous burger that is the Shake Shack. And of course, in New York, it's fancier. It's more expensive. They really just did it up a notch because the In-N-Out's
course.
very basic burger. You can't really change anything. There's no lettuce. It's just really basic. But at the Shake Shack, they kicked it up.
You can really do it. And those shakes, I'm talking gourmet. You know what I
Have you
mean?
had the chicken bites? I mean, we are not sponsored by Shake Shack
We're not yet. Shake Shack, you listening? Now, Shake Shack, go ahead and tune out. That's it. That's all you needed. Here's just our rave review. You don't need to listen anymore. When I tell you that I will not turn down In-N-Out, In-N-Out's great. It's great. It's no Shake Shack, but it's great.
Tell me, is In-N-Out your Kelly?
No, this is get ready for this.
That
This is also an obscure. I should have, because I want to be honest, but I think I like what you're saying. It's like we'll do the like what America thinks and then what people in California think. The second one, very burger heavy. I love Habit Grill. Do you have that one?
Oh, I don't know her. I don't think she's in San Francisco. I've never seen her before. Is it just the one burger place around the corner from your house? Not a chain, Renee. You're like, I like my Aunt Susie's burgers. Not a chain.
Great. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. That is a good point. I should have Googled that. But hold on. Wait, what if
was it on the list of restaurants that you Googled? Was it there?
Sure.
You did the research. Was it? You're like, don't see it. I don't care.
I didn't. I will, because I wanted to have a top 50 of what everybody else thinks. And the list came from Eat This, Not That. So it might be a snarky, here's what's healthy, here's what's not. Wait, but hold on. Habit is my California Kelly. My national Kelly is Chipotle. Love it.
Yeah.
I love Chipotle.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. How about you?
Fair. Yeah. Okay. I was close up the list with yours. I only jumped in because Shake Shack was also mine. So give me your Michelle.
Oh, sure. And then so Michelle's one that now this place is delicious. It is so good. It is fantastic. I love it so much. But when you're in the mood for fast food, to put yourself in this category, how very dare you? There's not one thing on the menu that is fast food worthy, and that is Sweet Green. I love, if I'm trying to be healthy, get yourself to Sweet Green. If I'm not trying to be healthy, you are a Michelle and you are in my way, and get me to Shake Shack.
That does make sense. I think Michelle, I mean, she clutches her pearls every time we do this segment. She's listening. And I think she would appreciate that. She's like, you made me salad. She has like that raspy cat voice.
Delicious salad. Can't go wrong salad.
Thank you so much for making me salad. She always sounds like she is recovering from COVID. Too soon? Okay, so mine are, I'll do this quickly. So I have Beyonce's Shake Shack, we already know.
Sure.
I'm bringing it a little obscure, and Kelly's got some hits, but she's not for everyone. Your grandma doesn't know about, what's that one song she had? Commander. Your grandma doesn't know. But the gay guy down the street probably does, and his name is familiar. He's probably dancing to it right now. Mine is Five Guys. Oh, Five Guys! You can't find them everywhere. Oh, you know where you can find it?
Where?
Amsterdam. Oh boy, did I have the time of my life when I was in Amsterdam. And I went to Five Guys and it tasted exactly the same. I was like, I'm in heaven. Could I love Amsterdam anymore? Where did I eat in Amsterdam? Five Guys.
Five Guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes.
Here's my Michelle. Taco Bell, like that thing that you're just kind of like,
Yep.
you know, Michelle has that one bop that when you had too much to drink called "We Break the Dawn," and you're just like, where do I
Right.
go? You
All
just
right.
kind of you're like,
I guess
I don't care
I'll
what
do
this does
this.
to my body.
Ew.
I don't care. Give it to me. I'm gonna clean myself out. It'll be great. And that's what Michelle will do to you.
And that's what it'll do. Yes.
I did a separate list for America. Here's if I think if
Okay.
we polled
Well, now hold on.
America.
You got comments here. People are chiming
Oh,
in. Everybody, listen.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
Five Guys as
Yeah.
well. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh yeah, is a kitchen sink. Oh, Five Guys is a kitchen sink burger. Yes,
Yeah.
Riyadh, it's so true. You can throw so much, and the burger will be stacked, and
Right.
it doesn't feel like a fast foodie burger. It feels very like, you know, like Renee's Aunt Susie made this burger, very
Maybe.
much
Yeah.
so.
You know what's funny is my first memory of Five Guys is the weight with which the bag. I was just
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
You know, and when you hold on to it and you're
Like
expecting
there's
it to be
Five
light,
Guys in your
plunk to the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's Five Guys in your bag.
Right.
Want to also welcome Ramsey and FM, both joined. Welcome, welcome. We are just, you can shout out the first thing we're talking about, our top fast food restaurants. We're ranking them as which ones are Beyonce, which ones are Kelly, which ones are Michelle. So I meditated and I took the spirit of America
Okay.
and I
Yes.
channeled it. And
What'd
here's
you
what
find?
America said.
Okay.
America said Beyonce is the McDonald's.
Okay.
It said that Kelly is Burger King.
Okay.
And Michelle is Arby's.
No,
I think that's how America would vote. I think that's how it would vote.
I think you're right. I also can tell you assuredly, I would say yes immediately to all three of those on a road trip. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Arby's? Oh my
Well,
gosh.
no, because
One of
let's
my
go through it. What
favorite-
would you
one of my
get
f-
each
wait,
one?
Okay, Renee, we gotta wrap up the segment. This is
Okay, but I just want to know.
I just saw 6-year-old Renee, and she's adorable, and I love her. Was there a foot stomp involved in
There
that
was a
too?
foot stomp. There was a foot stomp, and there were tears being held back. If you don't tell me what you order in those fast food restaurants, I swear to God.
It's like when I used to teach improv to like first, second graders. They just love doing improv about food. I don't fast food specifically. I'm going to McDonald's.
Yes, that's
And
it.
they
That's it.
drive
That's
away.
it. Okay. Well, since you won't participate, I will. Fries at McDonald's,
Okay.
fries at Burger King, potato cakes at Arby's. Great. Okay. Great. Now you can leave.
The fact that you knew exactly what you would order at Arby's is so fascinating. I love it so much. On that note, we're gonna switch on over to a different. Oh, it's so perfect. How do I get out of this? Is our next segment.
Right.
How do I get out of this segment? I'm gonna throw a curveball at you, Renee.
Excuse me. Yes. Please.
Because my how to get out of this is also I didn't have a picture. So the how to get out of this, you're in the middle of the week and you by now have gotten yourself into some situation. So you can shout out in the comments what your situation is. Renee and I will give you some unqualified advice about how to get out of it, how we would Amelia Bedelia our way out of that situation. But Renee and I will share some situation scenarios with you. But Renee, I don't have a how to get out of this. I have a what would you do? So I'm straight up like asking for advice. So I'm not trying to get out of something, but it's straight up.
Love this. And honestly, mine too. And it's a how do I get out of this advice as well. So look at us, both of us floundering in the sea, hoping get on up or save us.
It's and also it's Wednesday, so there's the W. So you know we love it. Dave. Wednesday. What would you do? Wednesday. What would you do?
What would you do Wednesday?
WWW.
Well, I don't want you to be in a pickle a moment longer than you need to. Lay it on us. How can we help?
Okay.
Unless you want me to go first. Do you want me to?
I have two
scenarios.
I have two scenarios. Two quick.
You want to do a sandwich? You go. I go. You go.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, look at us. We're working out live in front of a studio audience. You're involved. You're part of the magic. Okay, Nick, if you do have that image, I think there's an image that I have of a text chain. And so this is oh, perfect. Yes. All right. So here's what happened. So there's a guy who was going to meet up with another guy. They had met on one of the apps, and they were going to, or no, they met on Instagram, and they were going to meet for boba. And the guy just walked right by the guy and just left. So they were like, oh, he was like, here it is. He's like, oh, I see you. Are you in the gray hoodie? He said, yeah. And then he saw him, and then he kept walking. and then left. Yeah. Yeah.
with a catfish emoji. A catfish
Mhm.
emoji.
Yeah.
Is this
Oh,
real?
wow. I didn't get that at first. Thank you, Renee. You were so with it.
How
I was
very
like,
dare.
yeah.
I
So, and I guess because he was like, "Oh, you said you were the guy's 5'7", and I guess
okay.
I don't know. Somehow he thought he was 5'10", and so he like
Oh
left.
boy.
What would you do if you were in this situation? What would you do?
Who am I? Am I
Tough one.
the person texting catfish, or I'm the person receiving a catfish emoji? Okay, I'm the person
Renee, you
receiving a
know who
catfish
you are
emoji.
in
Of
this
course I am. Of course I am.
situation.
Of course I am. Of
Renee,
course I
yeah,
am.
you see,
Yeah.
yeah. They
Let's.
saw you and they
Yeah.
just kept walking.
And I just kept
What would you
walking.
do? I think mainly like what do you do next? I think like what do you
Yeah.
yeah, how do you take care of you? What or do you respond back? What do you do in
Yeah.
this situation?
You
Get
know
on up
what's so
first. I'm curious, thoughts,
Mhm.
reactions. What would you do if this happened to you? Go and meet up on a date, someone sees you, and they just keep on walking.
Let's
What do you
see.
do
I just
next?
kept on walking. I have two answers for you. One before therapy,
Yeah.
one after therapy.
Yes.
Before I therapized. So my before therapy would be like just hurt, like devastated that
Mhm.
this man held the answers to all. This was the truth of all truth. But then I wouldn't have been able to process that like sadness, shame, and rejection. So I would have been angry and defensive. There would have been a lot of
Mhm.
swears. And how dare
Yeah.
and and I bet all just sort of buffering that I'm sad. That hurt my
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah.
After therapy, I would have been like, oh, wow, that hurt my feelings. And then I would have kindly reflected on, I wonder what he gained from texting that. I hope
Mhm.
that made him feel better.
Mm.
And then I would
Mhm.
have sat with, well, that's not my person. So thank goodness we got it done quickly.
Mm.
That's great. Okay. I am not looking to marry a man who sends me a cat and a fish, hoping that I get that I've catfished him.
Because yeah, you were like 1 or 2 feet, not what they were expecting or
Right,
whatnot, you know?
right,
I
right,
don't how
right.
could he tell? He was sitting down as
So
well.
weird. So weird. How about you? What would
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah, I loved your response, and I'd hope I would have what you did. I'm gonna tell you the honest let's go through, like, my honest
Yes.
journey. I'm not gonna tell you, like, what my hopeful side would do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, what would really happen.
Yeah.
I would absolutely be so devastated, gut punch, bam. I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm terrible, like, bad me," like, and then I'd get angry, right? It's
Yeah.
like the stages of grief. And
Yeah.
I would just probably just, "Oh, you know what? You think you're so cool? I think you're the
Uh-huh.
Michelle of,
Uh-huh. Yep.
stuff." I'm just
Yes.
going off. I'm like,
Yes.
"Okay,
Absolutely.
you got a big eye." And I'm just like, going off on this person. And then I'm texting all my friends, group texts, like, calling people, crying, and
Yep.
then I then go and meditate.
Okay. Good. Perfect. This
Gonna
is perfect.
meditate and then do some self-care stuff. Once it's gone, out, I'm now gonna do some self-care, watch like a funny movie, take care of me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think similar to your path, it's a lot of self-care, a lot of
Right.
self-care at this
Yeah.
point.
That's I
Yeah.
think that that's a good way to do it. We had a few new sweeties join the Get On Uppers. Kim, name, so happy to have you. We're playing a little game called What Would You Do? A text message has just been shown to us of a person who was meeting I guess a blind date, right? Or like
Mm,
somebody they'd met online on Instagram.
yeah, Instagram. Yeah, that's
Uh,
what kids are meeting these days.
for the first time. The person meeting them said, "Ooh, no thanks, catfish," when they saw them. They texted that and then
Mhm.
just left. So we're trying to
There's
figure out
not
what would you do? What would you do? And
Yeah,
James,
I
to
think
be
when you
yeah, yeah.
yes, I think you had the best I like your journey and pathway.
But when I thought about it, I would have my instinct when people hurt me is to laugh at them, to make fun of them. I'm like, I
Oh,
hope that made you feel good about yourself. Like to just like,
yeah.
so I think I
Mhm.
probably would have done that first. I think I would have laughed and said and
Oh, like,
texted, I
that would
hope
have
that made
been
you feel good about
yeah,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah. But I
Uh,
kinda like that response, like, I wish I had that sometimes, and my brother used to do this to me, again, the
yeah.
first murder in the Bible. Brother on brother, Cain and Abel. My brother does it to me. He would do that all the time to me. Like he would rib me by laughing at me, and it would
Right.
just it's so infuriating.
It's
But that was his
infuriating.
process and way
Yeah.
because he's upset or
Yeah.
he's hurt and maybe wants to cry, and he'll just
Yeah.
laugh. And it's a very interesting tool of choice to use. But I think in this situation, you have been hurt. But you know what? This is why. I mean, look at this cycle, Renee. And I
Right?
think
Yes.
what we have to try to do is in this situation, take care of ourselves while going high when they go low.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
hurt people hurt people. And so
True.
it's interesting because your reaction, because you were hurt, is
Right.
to
Is to
hurt
hurt them
back,
immediately
even
back.
though it's in a soft way, right? And my
Right.
reaction too was to hurt them and fire away, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How can we get to your ending point was just like, look, that's not the right person for me, right? Can
Right.
we take care of ourselves without having to add any more of that negativity and doubt? What I love about this person is they went to Reddit, which I guess they found solace in Reddit. That's not where I would go to, but they went to Reddit and everyone was very kind.
Of course
Sometimes
they
the
were.
internet can be nice and they're
It's
very
real nice.
kind. And so I think
Yep.
they got some healing and stuff from
And Tim
that.
makes a very good point. Tim says, if you can survive that kind of rejection, you can pretty much survive any rejection. So on
That's
the other
true.
hand, yeah, this person just
That's
set you up
true.
for success.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or,
Thank you for
Renee,
such
what's
yeah.
your scenario of
Yeah.
your what would you do Wednesday?
Well, mine is not from Reddit. Mine is a real life help. Help. Now, I want to be very, very clear. This is going to make it sound like I am popular. I am not. You've met me. You've listened to me for 45 minutes. You were very clear on how many friends I have. It's Jam. Uh, but I think that this is happening quite a bit is that there are a bunch of weddings that were supposed to happen in 2020. They got postponed. They got wiggly in 2021. So now they're in 2022. So I have 2 weddings that I've been invited to on the exact same day of equally close friends.
Oh.
One is in Los Angeles, one is in Seattle. One is outdoors, the one in Los Angeles. In Seattle, it's indoors. So I have been banking on the indoors. They're going to postpone again. They can't. It's wintertime in Seattle.
When's the date? Is this soon? It's coming soon.
Yes, February 3rd.
Yeah.
I know. Or February 4th. I leave. I would theoretically leave the 3rd.
Right around the corner. Yes. Okay.
know.
You're like, I need this advice. Stat.
Right. So, and more so than you would think, because I should have said as much. But this Seattle wedding is not canceling, and this I haven't told either of them no, and they know each other. So to the Seattle wedding, if I don't go, it's going to look like I didn't go, so that I could go to the California wedding. And
And there's got to be photos. So there's no like hiding, like I have COVID. I'm going to stay home and you go to the other one. Like there's no,
maybe
photos.
But I
Instagram.
feel like it's just going to be easier to be honest. So I guess my advice is 1, which one do I go to? And 2, how do I tell the other one I'm not going?
Oh, I have this so
you
easy,
do?
but I want to leave space for the get on uppers. I'm gonna fix your life. I'm Ayana, fix your life in like 5 seconds. Get on uppers. What do you think? Renee's got 2 weddings. One is in LA, one is in Seattle. They're on the same date, equal of friendship. It's coming up. What would you do? What do you think Renee should do if you have any advice? Here's what I'm gonna say as the get on uppers are processing and saying comment. Yeah, that's how you say it. Comment, and then Renee, take a bubble bath. Whatever it is. So I will say I've been in your situation before, and what I did when I had 2 close friends from college who were getting married on the same day. One was in New York, one was in Ohio. I just went to neither. I just, I'm that person who just says, I choose me. I don't want to make a choice. And so I just make a non-choice. I'm very much, I don't know if I want to say this reference because you might judge me. Very much, I think it was Kelly, end of season 9 of 2.0. I want to say season 5 or 6.
Look at this reference.
Both Dylan and Brandon. Dylan was like, "Come sail around the world with me," and Brandon was like, "Marry me." And she goes, "I choose neither." And she chose neither.
Okay, Kelly.
So that does not. It was she had been through a lot. Kelly got burned. Kelly got shot. Kelly was addicted to drugs.
Kelly,
and then they just put her through the
Kelly's
ringer.
just gotta love Kelly. Now those things have not happened to me. I
have actual advice for you though.
Yes. Oh, I'm listening.
This is easy for me. This is so easy because one. So we are in the middle of a pandemic Lovato, a pandemic Anderson. So you can just easily not go to the one in Seattle because you're putting yourself at risk. You're having to get on a plane. It's indoors. There's nothing about this one that says that this is like safe for you to travel and also have a joyous experience, right? LA, it's right here. It's got to be outdoors. It just is minimizing the risk. And so you just say that and you say that to your other friend and they'll absolutely like just like,
all right.
girl, COVID. And I was like, right.
Okay, sure. And you know
That's
what? It's so interesting. Back to the Reddit thing that you said of the catfish guy, that I think people's reactions let you know what kind of friends they are. So I think
oh,
if this will
yeah.
not happen,
If
my
they
friends are lovely.
start
But if they were just
and
like, "Oh, you don't wanna come
we'll
because of COVID?" I'd be like, "No, I also don't wanna be friends. I also should tell you that first."
well
Yeah.
put a pin in it because they
Yeah.
might be next week's whiling or working it. So you'll be
Ooh, I
like,
love it, I love it, I
you
love
know.
it. I love
And
it so
Tim
much.
says, "Are any mutual friends also invited to both? Maybe you could each go to a different
Oh,
one."
that's so
Yeah,
nice. I love
like, all
that.
right,
Yeah, exactly, like, we're
Susie, you
co-parenting
go to
our
the
friends. Exactly, you go over there, you
Susie,
go over
you go to
here.
that Death Seattle wedding, and I'll go to the outdoor LA one. Good luck, Susie. Bye.
Thank
Hugs and kisses.
you.
Good idea, Tim.
Thank you.
Good idea.
Yeah, not for now, but for a topic down the road, I'm so curious how people arrive at what is okay to ask of your friends when it comes to wedding, being plane,
Mm,
hotel,
mhm.
gifts, bridal shower. Sometimes that's a $2,000 affair just to support your friend.
Oh, I mean, bare minimum. It's like, ugh. And then the friends that like don't space it out. I like had four of my closest friends, four of my closest guy friends all got engaged in the same year. And it was just like I felt like all of a sudden like a lifetime rom-com, like always the bridesmaid, never the groom.
Right.
Uh and I just was like, God, I knew this gay marriage thing would be a bad idea. Like before, I didn't used to have to worry about this. This was like a straight lady thing. And now I've got my mom being like, when are you gonna get married? I'm like, oh my goddess.
Here
I
we
miss
go.
the questions. I miss the questions when she was like, are you sure you're gay? I miss those. That was
Oh,
easier. I
that
could be the
was
victim. Oh, but now she just wants me happy.
yeah. Ugh,
A
parents.
reminder.
Yeah. Okay, I think you guys have given me very good advice. Thank you. Thank you, get on uppers. I feel like I know what to do.
So I have one
Yes,
last
you
one.
do.
What would you do? Maybe
Mhm.
I'm not talking from personal experience. I am.
Mhm.
What would you do if your roommate continues to not refill the Brita water filter?
Oh,
You
yeah.
get up in the morning and it's just
Just
empty.
empty. Just
Just
empty.
empty.
Just empty.
What would you do? What would you do?
I would get a second Brita filter, and I would put my name on it, and I would say, "This one's mine, and that one's yours. Do not use mine."
But they're both would technically be mine. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Yeah, but I do
yeah, and
like your just write my name on this one.
yeah.
Just take this one and write my name on it.
Has this been, discussed before?
This hasn't. I will say the cleaning of the stove has, because the
Okay,
stove just somehow cannot ever get clean, and
sure.
I'll try to like leave it, and we talked about it. I've mentioned it a
Yeah.
few different times, and 3 times at least. So I
Ugh.
don't know what to do now, and it just seems like, well, I'm frustrated. I just don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, absolute candor is the best because passive aggression puts people on the defense. So I think
You
and
mean
it
don't
also
just keep leaving it leave it I'll just leave it empty myself. I'll take all the water I need
right,
and
I'll
leave it
just take it
empty.
and then go. No, and that is that, but I think in a perfect world, and this is reliant on the other person being willing to accept candor, but Brene Brown will tell you lead with vulnerability and just be like,
Mm.
"Hey, it hurts my feelings when I come in and there's no water in the filter. It
Oh,
makes me feel
yeah.
disrespected." And maybe that's extreme, maybe it's not, but that's how
Um,
I'm feeling. So I'm gonna get a second Brita filter. I'm gonna put my name on it because we're adults and I can't ask you to fill the Brita filter. So this one's mine. And that's how I'm gonna fix this problem, but just, like, without shame, just be like, "This is making me feel sad."
Dang. Okay, I'm writing that down because I thought you're really
Yeah,
brilliant. I haven't said how it makes me feel yet. I just made the
sure,
request. And so now I got to get those feelings inside.
sure.
Because it is gonna be a little shameful, right? Like you made me sad and like, oh, I don't wanna. But I know it's not leading with shame, but I can't help it how someone else
Yeah.
takes something.
Yeah, I think you can just say, whether this is your intention or not, when I see an empty Brita filter, I feel disrespected and it hurts my feelings.
Oh, I love Tim. Tim's having a conflict with himself, and I think Tim, you just got to use Renee's advice and let yourself know how it makes you feel. Because Tim says the morning version of me gets mad at last night's version for forgetting to fill the
Oh
Brita.
god. It's
Of
so true.
course, of
Tim, it's
course.
so true that, the absolute feud between past self and future self is never ending, never ending.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Suggest you gotta be like, all right, future self. it makes me sad, or past self makes me sad when you don't refill the
When you don't
water.
take care of
Then
me. You gotta take care of me,
You gotta
past
wait.
self. Yeah.
Because you got to get your 2 glasses of water in, right? Again, first thing you do in the morning.
Right.
Cicely Tyson drank 4 glasses of water first thing in the morning. I can't do that, but I
Yeah.
do try to get 2. Oh, Renee,
Yes,
before we go to our
yes,
next
yes,
thing, I
yes,
have to thank
yes, you
you
have
in
my
the Get On
attention.
Uppers.
Yes.
I have to thank you in the Get On Uppers. I thought this would naturally come up, but it hasn't. So I have to force our way into this random other segment.
Okay.
I need to do a Ruby Buffy Tuesday review, and I have to thank you all. So those of you who are with us on Tuesdays, you know that we have classified Tuesday, because Tuesday doesn't have a name. What is Tuesday? We've classified it as Ruby Buffy Tuesday. We came up with it as a team. Ruby Tuesdays is the name of a restaurant that people like, and so you go and you eat there. So you get yourself a delicious meal. And I used to watch Buffy on Tuesdays, so you give yourself a treat. It's like Treat Yourself Tuesday. Oh, we could have went with that. Not as fun and complicated as Ruby Buffy Tuesday, and we have to explain it every time.
Yeah.
All right. So my Ruby Buffy Tuesday is, at first I thought I was going to go to Shake Shack
Okay.
and go shopping. I thought
Right.
that's what I was going to do. I was going to go to Shake Shack and go shopping. So I wasn't going to watch anything, but I was going to, go shopping. Work took too long, so the stores were closing. So I was like, meh. Mercury was in full retrograde. Computers were not working. It was not great. So then I remembered we did a segment last week about what movies do you know all the words to.
Right.
And Wayne's World was one of my movies.
Yes.
And so I was like, I'm going to watch Wayne's World tonight. And then I ordered some delicious, healthy, like rice bowl. And I got a little slice of cake. And it was great. Wayne's World, it was so great. Had a great time. It's almost near perfect. It's almost near like holds up. Sometimes you go back and you're like, does this movie does it hold up? Almost.
Yes.
Here's the things about it, though.
Let me hear the exception. Yeah.
Well, actually, here's one thing that's actually really nice about it. Tia Carrera plays like the love interest, and in the 90s, she's like a woman of color playing the love interest. Tia Carrera sings all of her own vocals. I don't understand how Tia Carrera, her career did not blow up. I kind of do. They just weren't ready for her in Hollywood. A woman of color who's super talented and hot and can sing. We don't know what to do with her. So no career there. Yeah. So I do love that. And I think as a child, seeing a woman of color front and center blinded me to she is the only person of color that has a single line through the entire movie. There's one black cop that shows up at the end for the Scooby-Doo ending, but he just holds Old Man Withers, aka Rob Lowe. And that's the one thing. That's the one thing. There's not
That's a pretty significant thing.
But my childhood, we had this tape on VHS. I've watched it so many times. It brought so much joy to me. I know so many of the lines. I knew all the dance. I can't believe this. Like my 8-year-old self was doing the Garth Foxy Mama dance. Foxy Mama. And like there's a part where he's just his pelvis just starts going out of control. And my 8-year-old self, I knew all of that. And I'm just like, I'd be like, watch. And it's these adults, and I would nail this routine. It'd be hilarious. But there's just an 8-year-old pelvic thrusting, and I'm not understanding that this is a little racy.
Go this direction, right?
Gonna give it to you. It's a lot. Little 8-year-old self.
Well,
I was almost cringing because I was like, I know all the moves to this, all the words, and I was 8.
The whole thing. Yeah, yes. First off, gosh, there's so much to take it. 1, I love that you made that night for yourself. 2, I hate that. 3, that's adorable. And 4, God, isn't it funny to look back? Again, musical theater, was obsessed with the chorus line, which you know from yesterday. And there is a song in there called Dance 10 Looks 3. Which features various assets, and I was singing that to the top of the rafters. 7, 8, 9. Shouldn't be singing that. It's fine. It's fine.
A lot to bring on a young lady. But I want to thank you and the Get On Uppers, because I would have never pushed myself to have a Ruby Buffy Tuesday, a Treat Yourself Tuesday.
I love it. Well, I'm so glad that you did. You participated perfectly, and I'm very proud of you. Great job.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Oh,
You're welcome.
all right.
Yes.
Well, Renee, we're
Yes.
here at the halfway point. So I
Here
do
we go.
want to just say hello to any of our newcomers. We've got some folks who joined, Kylie and Paper, welcome. And anybody else I may have missed, welcome to Get On Up right here on Backchannel. It's so great. You get to interact with us, me, JM, James Arthur M, and Renee Colvert. You can just say comment right into your device. We're going to see the words that you said, and we're going to sometimes decipher it. And we're pretty good at it. It's like we're, I don't know, what's one of those movies? Da Vinci Code or
Oh, sure. Da Vinci Code sounds good.
American.
I like that. Or
Okay,
like,
we'll just go with that
you know,
one.
and isn't there a
National
character
Treasure.
in Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse where you can say something and then an export of something
Oh,
else comes out? Maybe not.
Translate-a-thon, maybe.
Yes. Maybe.
I don't know. Did I make that up?
I don't know. Should be an
Roberta
answer.
also
Yeah.
just joined. Perfect time to join, Roberta. Welcome. Also, Roberta's first time on Back Channel. We see you. Welcome to Get On Up with Jam and Renee. And for those of you who've been listening and you like what you're hearing, we want to hear from you. Go on over to www.backchannel.tv and hit the leave a review button, because let us know what you want more of and maybe even what you want a little bit less of. But let's try to
We take
keep it up on the pause. Get on up. It's not get on down. Like, you know,
I have a few
get on.
notes. Get on
Yeah,
a few notes for you. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
I'm
we will.
wondering if I'm
Yes.
curious if Dakota, if you're how you doing? Are you still laying in bed? Did we get you on up? It's okay. You did already say that. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm staying
No.
right
That was the
here
plan for the
all
day. I
day.
think what we're hoping is like you stay down. You need
Yeah.
your rest. You stay in that bed.
Stay put.
Stay in there.
Put with Jam and Renee. All right,
Well,
Renee, take
yes.
us to our next land.
I would love to. I would
joy.
love to. So we like to start the top of the second hour with a segment called "This Might Have Potential," wherein James and I find things on the internet where we're like, I mean, it's not fully developed yet, but maybe this would work.
I like you made it even more unsure than last week, because this has potential is already kind of pretty unsure.
Yeah.
This might maybe have potential, we think.
I don't know if you noticed this in the quiz yesterday, but I'm not great with being wrong. I'm not great at it. I'm working on it, but and it's not. Yes, not because of my own pride, because oh god, I'll make fun of myself all the live long day.
Sure. Right. Yeah.
So many notes for myself. I am so worried that being wrong will offend someone that I am very careful to
Okay.
hey, I think maybe, but also I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't want to. That makes more sense because you are such a person that, like, first of all, I will tell you, I have blinders to any of your potential. If you have faults, I don't know them. I don't see them. You're my perfect little angel. I don't see them. I don't see them. You are. I don't know. Like a this is no good ref. I was gonna say a Kim Kardashian. Kids love her. That's what I mean.
They
Like,
love
she's
her.
perfect.
They
I think they. I don't know. They if there's one thing kids love, it's a Kim Kardashian.
Thank you.
What do you want for Christmas? Kim Kardashian.
Of course.
So all that to say is that when you said that, like, you don't like being wrong, I'm like, wow, I'm learning a lot about Renee, because I don't see you as that, like, ego, I have to be right. The other part tracks because you are so caring and you are so full of love and want to spread love that you're like, I don't want to upset somebody if I'm wrong. And they're like, how could you be wrong? Now,
very gracious of you. Yes.
I'm so curious of where that comes from. Did someone as a kid,
right,
did you get something wrong and someone got so mad at you and they were so offended? And
could that be?
Could
that be? You know what it is? I'm sure there's some kid stuff there, but I think it's your Wayne's World thing that you just said, and that there were so many things that were like, this is great, and now we're learning, no, we made some mistakes that I think in this has potential. I want to be very clear to go through it with a fine tooth comb to be like, will this hurt anybody? Is this okay?
Like, especially because someone will dig up this episode of Get On Up 10 years from now, as you're on your presidential book tour, and they'll be like, Renee, remember when you said that you would eat at Arby's?
Thank you. And it will be Michelle. She's the one that's going to take us down.
Oh,
remember when you were kind of mean to me? Yeah.
You're like, I said you were a salad.
That's
Okay,
all.
what
Yes. Okay.
what is your
Well,
potentially
and
looking
love
good
nothing more.
news?
I also I love a theme. I love something I won't shut up about. Nick, if you will, please, if you could help me out. I am obsessed with this CES conference that happened, where it is the latest inventions that are coming to you in 2022. Now,
Ooh.
yesterday, James, you said that you were part of a painful massage, one that was just not comforting in any way, shape, or form. So, something that
Terrible.
they have developed at CES is a fully robotic massage. Give her a gander,
Ooh, okay.
see what you think. Does this
Yeah.
have potential? Is this something that you're just like, oh, well, maybe, maybe.
Here's like I
Yes.
like this. You're right on brand because this does have potential for good and bad. Um, this could go either way. It's
You're
perfect for
terribly wrong.
Wednesday. We're in the middle. It's on the fence. I see, and let us know. Get on uppers. What are your thoughts? Are you like, yes, this looks great, or no, this looks like a death machine? Um, I'm curious. Don't let that pleasant face fool you. It's Photoshop.
You
I
don't
this
know.
is I'm so afraid. I've seen so much science fiction about robots murdering
Sure.
everybody that I just get a little nervous when I give too much power and control over to robots and machines. So
Makes sense.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum, Renee.
Fair.
Please do this. I can't wait to. I at least with the guy who was hurting me. If it got too much, I'd be like, okay, that's too much, right? I don't think the
Right.
robot understands my tears, and
Fair.
it might
But
feed off of my tears because I'm like the evil human that makes them do this.
I get you. I get you. I get you. I think according to this, what it is saying is
Oh,
that you get to customize your perfect massage, exactly what
hmm.
you need for your ailments, and then the robot remembers all those
Uh,
requests and does the exact same thing every time, so that when you get a massage, you're not having to worry about any sort of variable that wouldn't be consistent.
okay, like
Thoughts?
death.
Yeah.
Um,
You're
didn't
right, and
sign up for
absolutely. You know
that.
what? I'm scrolling through here. I'm looking at the definition. Nowhere does it say guaranteed not to kill you. It doesn't say
See?
that.
See?
Yeah,
They can't do that. Here's the
can't
thing,
guarantee it.
my cousin has this, like, really intense, huge massage
Right,
chair. It looks like a giant egg, and it looks like I'm gonna be blasted out into outer space or, like, into a different dimension. And
right,
it's good, but there is something that I always feel like I just think there's something about human hands, and also
right.
there's a connection that I just think that, like, robots are just never gonna sorry, robots, and maybe I'll be
Yeah.
the first one to go in the robot revolution
I
because I
don't think you
doubted
will.
y'all in
I
your
don't think you will.
massaging.
I have 2 more.
Oh,
May I try to win you
see,
over with
look,
another one?
I'm
Yes, yes.
sorry, but
Keep
look,
saying.
Tim and I were on the
Yeah,
same side. Tim
yeah.
said, "I saw Westworld. It doesn't end
Okay.
well. It doesn't end
Yeah.
well," and it's true. It
You are
never ends
right.
well for the
You are
humans.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I stand by this has potential, but I think you guys are both giving me excellent feedback. I've got another one for you, and I'm curious if this is something that you struggle with. This is the 10-second toothbrush, again, brought to you by CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. Is this something that you struggle with? Do you get, do you like, well, I would have been on time, but I had to brush my teeth. Is that, is that something that you currently are having a problem with?
I'm so sorry. Oh god. I blacked out
Yeah,
for a moment of just
fair,
laughing.
fair, fair, fair.
First of all, I have to welcome Tom to the circus here. The circus is called Get On Up, but
So I'm so happy to see you. So happy to see you.
we're sharing some news that has potential, and this just in, there's a 10-second toothbrush.
10-second
Because if
toothbrush.
2 minutes was too long
Yep.
for you, don't worry, we can knock a minute and 50 seconds off and back to your life. I mean, think about this.
Yes.
You will get almost like 9 minutes of your life back each weekday, you know? Yeah.
Oh,
And
right?
if you
I'll
click it
take
into
that.
the yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually
Th-
doubled that because you do it twice a day. So now you're looking at 20 minutes during the weekday and then add in the weekend, 25 minutes, almost 30 minutes of your life
Maybe,
back every week.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. Now
And
here's what
within 2 weeks, that's an hour. I'm just really trying to help you here.
you've done excellent map on this. And again, they're not asking for notes. This is already in development. But what I'm curious about is there's brushes on either side of the tooth, but not on top of the tooth. So how am I getting on the top tooth back in those Those top two teeth.
The top two teeth. I think, and I'm not here to yuck you're the messenger. I'm
Sure.
not trying to I'm gonna stick with my 2-minute electric toothbrush. It's just
Yeah,
2 minutes,
so will I.
And I
I
kind
love
of
it.
like that. It's meditative.
too.
It's meditative
Yep.
time. There are sometimes this ever happened to you with your electric toothbrush. It's 2 minutes. Sometimes the 2 minutes feels like it's like
An
5
eternity.
minutes, and it's
Yeah.
usually when you're in a rush and you're
Right.
just like, oh my
Uh,
god, it's like, how is this still going? And then sometimes it just whizzes by. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
I was
Hold on, just a
enjoying that.
minute. Okay, so that one it has potential. Do we need it? I don't know. I've got one final one where I'm so curious. I'm genuinely curious. Like, is this great? This might be great. This is a health tracking light bulb. So it just looks like a light bulb. I don't know if you needed a photo for this, but based on this, I don't. Okay, well, Renee, thank God you put up a photo.
We
Thank
need to see it.
God you put up a photo. So without having to wear other devices, the bulb can track the user's heart rate, body temperature, and sleep patterns. Do we need
Oh.
that?
Yeah, wait, and so does it change color? Is it like red? It's like, you unhealthy girl, you gonna die. Oh, I need a salad. Michelle.
Help! Help! I don't believe that. I don't believe it gives indication, but it does record. It does record those 3 things. So again, your heart, your body temperature, and your sleep. So I'm guessing this is for our senior community to
Okay. A
notify.
light bulb does this?
I know.
Why do you need your light bulb to do this?
I know. I know. That's why I'm curious.
Here's what I've discovered.
Yeah.
I am not gonna make it in the next wave of technology because
Right.
I haven't liked anything
Sure.
that you've said.
Nope, that's completely
Old
fair.
man Jam
Nope.
has been like, why do I need that? I got
thank
this.
you.
And already the things, I mean, I already got an electric toothbrush. Why do I need more stuff? And then my phone, it can, keep my heart rate up. I don't know. I have enough things monitoring me. I don't need my light bulb, my computer.
I'm so curious about it. I wonder if maybe it's going to be utilized in hospitals.
Oh, I
don't know.
like that. Keep
Where,
track of the patients.
Right. But so those are the
Good rule of
things that
thumb.
this might have potential. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We'll see where it goes. But it's also here's what I don't like right now.
Oh yes, I'm listening.
I have seen enough. Like I just picture this, like going to the ex's house and putting the light bulb in and track, heart rate racing. Who you with?
Yeah.
Who you with? I just
think
know I'm
that's-
gonna use. I will either use this for crazy or it'll get
Yeah.
used against me for crazy.
Oh,
that's what I think.
absolutely. That anytime there's any type of monitoring thing I have, and I don't mean this sincerely, I mean it as a joke, but my heart goes out to the players. Oh, we're just making it harder and harder on you. God bless you. It's so hard. It's so hard to lead a double life these days.
You can't do it. Unless you are just so good, right? But even then, you're gonna get cocky. You're gonna get loose. I think one of the number one ways people are getting like caught up in their entanglements, to quote Jada Pickett Smith, and their entanglements, is that the shared iCloud, right? And so they're texting their lover or their non-partner on their phone, their partner's on their iPad. There's a message. Love that Shake Shack with you last night. And they're like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
I didn't get no Shake Shack with you.
Tick.
Who's Tina?
Yeah.
Who's Tina? Always Tina. Who's Bianca?
Yeah. No, all accurate things. So I guess do we want to take a moment of silence for the players? Sorry, it's getting so hard out there for you.
No.
No, I should do that. I should do that. Nope, you should lead a more honest life.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're working serious. Okay. You know what? I like to give heart space for everybody. They're going through hurt people. What happened to them? They were trauma triggered. Just saying words now.
And you're thriving. Hey, do you have anything that has potential?
I have a long list, but I won't read everything, and I'll save some things for later.
Same
First
with you
of
for next week.
all, this one just came off hot off the presses. The Moon Knight trailer, Marvel's Moon Knight, just premiered, coming out in Disney Plus in March, starring Oscar Isaac. Which, can we have a moment just to?
Oh no, my God, come on.
No, that was good. Let me try.
I think that
A
if
few
if
things
he were
that
to choose, I think that's what he'd want. He's like, that one. That's how I'd like to be described. Thank you.
well, I love Oscar Isaac so much. It's so insane. My love for him just increases every day because he's always put
Sure.
something else out. One of my favorite things about Oscar Isaac, first of all, so the Moon Knight trailer just released. It looks really amazing, really great. It's coming out on Disney Plus. He's the new superhero, Moon Knight. I'll watch Oscar Isaac do anything. He's so
Right.
talented. Scenes from a Marriage with him and Jessica Chastain, who I also love. Phenomenal. It's like an acting class, master class. But Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal have one of the most beautiful platonic male relationships I've ever seen in my life.
Mm.
They both have been in Star Wars films, right? Oscar
Right.
Isaac was in the latest trilogy. Pedro Pascal is the Mandalorian. And Oscar Isaac was like asked, if you were to go to space with anybody, who would you take? And he goes, it'd have to be my space sister, Pedro Pascal. And he called him his space sister. And there's pictures of them just being so, they love each other so much. And I love it. I love it so much.
That's the
So
okay, yes. All right. So this
the
obviously
new
has a
Moon,
lot of potential. Yeah.
well, yeah. So the Moon Knight trailer, I'm looking forward to it. March can't come soon enough.
Okay.
And this one is, I'm gonna go here, Renee. I'm just
Uh-oh.
gonna do it.
All right. Let's
And
see
you
it.
know what?
Let's
It's
see
our
it.
show. It's our
Here
show.
we
This comes
go.
from Reuters. And so essentially, there's a network that is going to be dropped from DirecTV,
Okay.
and it's OANN, One American News Network. Essentially, it's being dropped, and they just don't do real news. I think they're adding to a lot of disinformation
Oh.
about information out there. It's not. Are
This
you
is
familiar with
wonderful.
OANN? Yeah, it's being dropped.
Of course
Here's
not.
the thing.
No.
No other. But
No.
yeah. So OANN, a lot of disinformation. This could cripple this network. I wouldn't even call them right wing. I think it's fringe wing.
Okay.
They feel a lot of conspiracy theories, all kinds of just stuff that usually is reserved for the crevices of YouTube, but it
Right.
has this mainstream access to DirecTV. The announcement by DirecTV, which is 70% owned by AT&T, comes 3 months after the Reuters investigation revealed that OAN's founder testified that AT&T inspired him to create the network. And the court testimony also showed that OAN receives nearly all of its revenue from DirecTV. So because the things that they say on the network are so wild that advertisers won't even advertise on. If they were to try to be a regular network, advertisers would be like, no, not doing that. Like it's too far gone. They weren't not gonna do it. So yeah, DirecTV is pretty much the reason why OANN even exists today. I'm sure it'll find some home on the interwebs or something like that. But it's yeah, I feel like
this has potential because it got dropped because it wasn't making money, or it got dropped because it was spreading misinformation.
My hunch is direct. I think both. I think mainly it wasn't really making any money. It's more of a pain for them. But the fact that it's just being dropped, I'm gonna use your theme song for the day. Can you feel a brand new day?
Yeah, let's go with I love
I just
information.
Want facts.
Yes.
I want
the thing that would
make
me feel so much better about this is this show that was making so much money still got dropped because they were not being responsible with their content. But I'll take it. The fact that they dropped it at all, I will take. That sounds
capitalism going capitalism, and that's where unfortunately follow the money and hit them where it hurts in the money.
Okay, all right. I will give this a little potential. A little bit.
Well, how about this? I want to give it to my video gamers out there. There's a release coming out. If you've ever played Banjo-Kazooie on the Nintendo 64, there is a new release of Banjo-Kazooie coming to the Nintendo Switch on January 20th. And a new Mario Kart is going to debut on the Nintendo Switch this year. Let us know.
Very exciting.
Did you ever play? Did you play Mario Kart? Get on uppers. Did you play Mario Kart? Okay.
But the Get On Uppers, I bet they did because they're cool. Yeah.
So you've just missed out on the video. Have you played a video game, Renee?
The last video game I got a hold of was my Game Boy, and I got very good at Super Mario Brothers and Tetris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But I notoriously have horrific hand-eye coordination, so video games don't suit me. They are not made for
I just
for moi.
how did you do on the softball court field?
Oh. Oh, wait, have we talked about this story? Do we have time for a quick story? So I, as you know, used to work at theme parks, and theme parks have softball leagues. So I was brought on to be part of it because you had to have a girl on the team to get
You're like,
qualified.
I'm the girl.
I'll do it.
Can I also ask,
yeah.
was this a potential like
Yeah.
the guy-girl ratio is in your favor and like maybe you'd get a boy?
Oh, 100. Yes. No. Okay. So you're saying
Maybe
what I
you'd
did.
get a
You're saying
boyfriend
what I
out
did.
of this.
Yeah. No, 100%. I did it to date Jeff
You're like,
Hutchinson.
sure.
That's his name. I'll say it again. I'll say it loud. I'll spell it out for you. HUTCH. So
Yeah.
did it all for Jeff Hutchinson. Story of us all. I was so bad that they wouldn't let me swing at bat. Not because I never hit the ball, but because I had a perfect track record of just gently lobbing it right into the pitcher's mitt. So it was just an instant out. So they wouldn't let me swing. And then they wouldn't let me
That's a
play.
good talent. That's a good skill.
Just gently, well, no, I'll toss it back to you. He tosses it to me. I toss it back to him. It's a great game that we have. But then I had no hand-eye coordination. And so they put me as catcher when it was our turn to be in the outfield. But I kept throwing the ball in the wrong direction, not back to the pitcher every time I got the ball. Then that collectively took so much time that our games were always 15 minutes longer than everybody else on the field. So the field would be dark except for our game with the light still on because the catcher couldn't get the ball back to the pitcher.
Wow.
And
That
and I
is
never
okay.
played softball again or video
Okay.
games.
Well, there we go. Is that why you're like, if I can't do softball, I'm not doing video games?
No, that I
Throwing
won't.
out the Nintendo Switch.
Certainly wouldn't do this to myself. I wouldn't do this to myself. James, we are coming upon the segment that everybody's been waiting for, the segment that everybody tuned in to hear. I am thrilled to announce that it is Wednesday. And as you know, on Wednesday, we play James.
Wildin' or working it. Yeah. So if you are wondering why we're making laser beam noises and tipping our hat, Renee and I decided that we weren't going to do guns in the show. And instead, we'll just do a tip of the hat as a cowboy might do.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting, we tip our hat.
Tip our hat to you. And I guess get on uppers, let us know, because we assumed that the guns are coming from a cowboy. If we're wrong about that, let us know when we will create a different gesture. But I think it's a cowboy, so we're just going to give him a different activity, which is to tip his hat politely.
A different activity. He's got to be crocheting, you know.
James, I'm so excited about this. Tell me everything. What is happening in Spearsland, USA?
Do you have a while in a word? Do you want to start first, or do
Absolutely
you want?
not.
Renee's
No,
like, this
I
is
don't have
great.
one. I don't have one at all. This is yours, and I want you to take the rest of the show to tell me about it.
Great. This might take the rest of the show. Okay,
I know.
folks. So okay, great. I just have to pull up my notes, which I thought that I had.
Here come those notes. I know you got
I
those notes.
deleted them.
Get on uppers as James looks for his notes. Obviously, what we're talking about is, I guess, and I haven't let myself really learn about it because I know that James is my resource. Britney Spears, who you know, and her sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, are having a feud online for all to see. And so, thanks to James, we are going to figure out who is working it, meaning, yeah, no, you'd handled it right. Properly, and who's wilding out a little bit, who's to blame. How do we feel, James? Are those notes gone?
They're gone, but I have an article that I've read at least once and will sight read. See, this happens when you have a one doc and you're taking notes, you're copy and pasting. Yeah, it's okay. So I had copious notes and I was like gonna report for all of you. So, but here's the gist of it. And I've got I do have some images that we'll use throughout to sort of accompany. They're not, I'll try to depict which ones in timeline order. As I mentioned before earlier, I am like the kid on the elementary school court who's telling you about this fight that just happened, and it's all chaos and out of order and not well thought out, because I'm just like, oh my god, they were fighting, and then she said this, and then did you know that? Okay, so to backtrack, I think we're all hopefully aware of the whole entire hashtag Free Britney journey. Britney is now free, and Britney now is completely free. So much like on her social media, you can tell like, oh, she's in full control of this, and she's letting everybody have it, right?
Right.
She was like, Diane Sawyer, how dare you talk to me like that in the interview that you had? I'm not wearing any clothes. Like, just different posts.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that may not have been the
So-
continuation of her note to Diane Sawyer, but these are things that are happening. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it's interesting. And you know what? Here's the thing. It is Britney's life to do whatever she wants. Maybe her life will be in shambles because she's now not in the conservatorship. But no one's like, hey, Kanye wilding out. Let's put him in a conservatorship, right? So
right.
I'm going to tell you the story of Britney and Jamie Lynn Spears, and you all say at different points who's wilding, right? You can just say Jamie wilding or Britney wilding, right? Okay.
All right. I'm excited to play.
So here's the thing. So Jamie Lynn is about to release a new book that is coming out, essentially kind of like telling her story of things. And I think the book title is called Things I Should Have Said. And so Jamie Lynn recently did an interview with Good Morning America, kind of telling her side of different things. And one of those, like, she alleged that Britney, when they were younger, locked each other in this room and held like a knife. And she just pretty much is like, Jamie Lynn is kind of just doing this distance thing of like, I had nothing to do. Oh, Tim says it's her prerogative. Yes,
Prerogative. That's right. It's her prerogative.
It
Yeah.
is. It is Britney's prerogative. Not I think in reference to the other thing, not maybe locking her sister in a room with a knife thing.
That's fair.
But Britney says it never happened, right? So it's like, so Britney pretty much is like, my sister is pretty much trying to just cash in and write this book here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to some of these. Let's pull up some of these tweets that have been happening back and forth. Nick, do we have any of those images that we have in that Britney folder from yesterday that I had sent to you? Let me know. But there are some images that we can throw up up there. All right. Nick said 1 second. Hold please for tweets.
Hold, please.
And,
Just a
and,
second.
and images.
Just a
But
minute.
there is one where pretty much Britney said to her sister, she said, congrats on introducing your older sister to the concept of getting low, lower, lowest, because you win on that one, babe.
Who said that? Who said who to what?
Britney said that to her about Jamie, because Jamie is doing this whole and writing this book and writing this whole entire book thing.
Did you
and like,
watch
yes,
the GMA interview? Have you watched it yet?
see it. Have you
Me
seen
neither.
it? I have.
No,
I couldn't.
haven't. It feels so
I couldn't.
icky.
The whole entire thing just really seems like, and at this point, based on what you all know, which is not a lot unless you're tracking this, who's wilding or working? Oh, here's one of it. So
Okay, here we go.
Britney
Read the
says,
whole thing to us.
Jamie Lynn, congrats, babe. You stooped to a whole new level of low. I've never been around you with a knife ever. Never would I think to do such a thing. The only knife emoji, I ever saw you with at home was cutting the biggest pieces of squash, yum emoji, I ever saw in my life. And it was way too big for me to cut. So please stop with these crazy lies for Hollywood books. Think emoji, book emoji, 4 exclamation points. Now, and only now, I do know only a scum person would make up such things about someone. I'm actually very confused about you making that up because it's honestly not like you at all. Around the kids? Jamie Lynn, seriously, come on. And congrats on introducing your older sister to the concepts of getting low, lower, lowest, because you win that one, babe. Trophy emoji, 5 exclamation points.
Okay. All right. So that's how it starts. Or I mean, Jamie Lynn started it, and then that's how it continued. Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so, you know, and then I think Jamie Lynn had said something back on, again, they're just feuding back and forth on the social medias, you know, it's getting wild out there. And so then, Britney also wrote this one.
Oh, okay.
And
okay. All right. We're going to have to bleep.
Oh yeah, she says, oh yeah, we'll have to bleep on this one. Yeah, well, maybe we'll take this one down for the kiddos. It's okay. but I can read some of the
Please do.
excerpts that
Yeah.
went with this one here.
Okay.
And this one was written a while ago. Essentially, the gist of this one is this happened a few years ago.
Okay.
Essentially, Jamie Lynn, and
Oh, this
let
is
us
Jamie
know in
Lynn
a
talking.
moment. No.
Oh,
Wait,
this is Brittany
we'll
again.
put up another image in a minute. I told
Okay.
you, Tasmanian devil
Okay.
of
Got
just
it. No, I love it.
information.
I
It's
love it.
all over.
This is fascinating.
So a
I'm
few
learning.
years ago, Brittany had essentially done a post about, I guess Jamie Lynn Spears had performed a bunch of remixes of Britney songs.
Mm,
And Brittany
right.
was like, that was
Yeah.
my dream. Like, I wanted to do that. And you did it. And Jamie's like, I was just trying to, like,
Honor
support
you.
my sister and honor
Yeah.
you. And Brittany's like, no,
Yeah.
I can't do this. This was my dream. You killed my dreams. Everyone's killing my dreams, and a lot of swear songs. And she was upset. So that's essentially
Eesh. Okay.
that was that giant post.
Yeah.
And that was from
Yeah,
a
that
few
makes
years
sense.
ago.
Okay. Okay.
So this
All
isn't
right.
Brittany's first time
Jamie does
yelling at
not
her
have a great
sister.
track record. Okay.
Social
Being
media.
kind to her
All right.
sister.
Then there was a series of lots of posts. Should we read these? We got to
Yeah,
get
of
you the
course we should.
facts.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Every
All
last
right.
bit of it. The show is now going to be
All
3 hours because I don't want you to miss one word. Please keep going.
All right, Nick, we can go with these ones here. Let's take a
Thank you,
look
Nick.
at this image here. I can also pull it up to read it. I believe this one. So yeah. You're. I don't know if these are necessarily in order, but this one is. I. She pretty much is going on that I never got to talk to you. You would just text me days later. Or this is when she was essentially in the heart of the conservatorship, essentially. And she was saying, you would just text me days later, and I was so scared. I needed you, my family, my blood, and your support more than anything. You guys did absolutely nothing until a year ago. I said something on Instagram, and you and Brian showed up at my house because of an Instagram post. That makes me the saddest. Cry emoji. Why? Because I needed you way before that. And the fact that you and Brian showing up and laughing at my gate instead of knowing you. And I think there's another one. Brian is their brother. There is another brother who just stays
Okay.
out of the
Oh,
limelight.
okay. Okay. Gotcha.
I think, Nick, is a series of 4 it was a 4 posts that she did.
Wait, James, do you know what happened when they showed up at the house? Why'd they show up at the house?
Because she had written a post. She had written a post
And were they
here.
showing
Yeah,
up to say,
Nick,
"Oh, I'm
that's
so
go to
sorry."
that one. The one that you're on, Nick. The one that let's stick right here. Perfect. Yep. So they came to the house because, again, everyone's saying free Britney, and so the documentaries have come out, and so now they're there. I guess Britney was retracting when she was saying, "You're such a scum person." She said only a scum person would write a book like this. And
Right.
then Britney comes back and she goes, "Well, Jamie Lynn, I don't think your book is about me at all." Because Jamie Lynn goes, "Oh, your book is not. My book is not all about you, sister. Like, how could you possibly think it's all about you?"
Yeah.
Tidbit.
Yeah.
The kids have done the count. Britney's name
Yeah.
comes out a lot in the book.
Of course.
So,
Okay.
which of
Alright.
course it would. Which of course it would.
Of course it does. Yeah.
She goes like, "I don't think your book is all about me. I said some harsh things because you obviously hurt me by the things you're making up about me. When I said only a scum person would make up things like that about someone, I could have sworn I said, but you're not. But it doesn't make sense at all to me when what you were saying. I know you worked hard for the life that you have and you've done amazing, but I think we both have to agree the fact that our family has never been remotely as hard as you as they have been on me. What dad did to me, they don't even do to criminals. So for you to sit back and act completely aloof on what has happened to me is honestly insane to me. Do you know anybody who's worked as hard as I did, put in the hours?" So now she's a lot of like sisterly, like,
This is so
Britney
heartbreaking.
had it harder. Jamie Lynn kind of got the career that she had because of, Britney.
Right.
So there's a series of posts about this. So we can thank you, Nick, for the images there. So there's more. I highly recommend everyone dive into these. And this is just a tip of the iceberg of the information. But essentially the gist is Jamie Lynn is writing a tell-all book about her life. It's not necessarily about Britney, though Britney's name comes up a lot. She's doing a press tour about the book, and obviously they're gonna ask her questions about Britney, and she's gonna be like, "I had nothing to do with conservatorship." There was one post, she's like, "I tried to get Britney out of the conservatorship, but you have to walk through the door. Someone can open the door for you." And Britney's like, "You were nowhere to be found." But yet they're having this feud publicly. We're just gonna say, who is wildin' in this situation?
Yeah.
long time to get to the game of it. Get
Yeah.
on uppers. Say, I know it was like a 10-minute setup of craziness.
No, but we
Hopefully you're
needed the
able to
information. We needed the information.
hopefully
Yeah,
you're able
and
to
it
grab
even
on. And again, there's so much more. There's so
yeah,
much more, right? There's
right.
more, even more Instagram posts. Get on uppers, comment. Who do you think is wildin' in this situation? Is it Brittany or
Yeah.
Jamie? Who is wildin'?
Oof, boy, oh boy, oh boy. I mean, Jamie. It's Jamie. Poor Brit. But
Okay.
because then I was like, well, what would you rather her do, Renee? What would you have her do? Because I do think when you're a younger sibling, then it's also time you put them in the position of younger sibling. And she's like
Mhm.
30. She's past 30s. So at this
She's
point, you
30.
know what to
She
do.
is 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can understand from like a kid's perspective. It's just like I was 8. I didn't know what to do. But now if you're 30, I think you gotta help. And if you don't help, then you just have to walk away. You don't get to do a
Mm.
book, you don't get to have a career, you don't get to benefit off your
Mm.
sister at all. If you're not gonna help, leave, I think is wonderful advice across the board, whether you're in the Britney feud or not.
Can I add one little bit of thing before you give your
Please.
verdict of who is
Yes.
wiling and get on uppers? Maybe you're waiting for this bit of information too. Jamie Lynn, because you know how the internet be wiling. We're gonna name this. She said that she's like, Brittany, just call me. I've tried to call you and you are not picking up your phone. And I'm trying to explain to your nieces and nephews of why their aunt is saying these things, and now we're getting death threats. Right.
Mm,
So
mm,
now, the internet be,
sure.
why has everything got to go to a death threat?
Right?
This is not your family. This is like, why does it? So she's also trying to, there's death threats coming out, but also, I mean, you did not saying there's a deservingness of it, but the death threats didn't come till after this press tour and this books. Like you wrote, to Renee's point, you wrote this book.
Yeah. Again, that's the thing. Like if you were pursuing something complete, if you're doing a project and you politely to everyone is just like, I thank you so much. This is my own separate career. I don't mention it. I have nothing to do with it. But if you're gonna get in the pool, you gotta swim, baby. And you don't get to
Mm.
decide when you're done. I think.
Yeah. So you're okay. If you gotta get in the pool, you gotta swim. Get on uppers. Tim, what do you think? Who's
Yeah, what do we think?
wildin' in this situation?
And
Tim,
that's not
I know
to
you got an
say
opinion on this one.
I think
What?
everybody is deeply, deeply, deeply flawed. I'm sure Brittany, chief among them, I guarantee, because we all are. But eh, there's nothing about this that says, "Oh, I'm just trying to do my own thing. Why are you attacking me?" You're not trying to do your own thing.
Right.
You're
It's
still
just the
capitalizing
timing
off
of
of
like,
her.
yeah, you're right in this book, and that's the thing, and it just it seems like I mean, at the same time, Jamie did this first. She wrote this book, which I understand,
Right.
trying to clear her name and her image. And at the same time, as the younger sibling, I do understand there's that. She's even said this in a few of her posts. I had to work hard. I was the younger sister, and she was in that shadow, and she felt like she was trying to work out of that. And then it's
Right.
interesting, Britney's side of it is like, girl, you have everything I have because of what I did and what I, went through.
Right.
You're pretty much riding my coattails and
Yeah.
things like that. I do want to say there is a song that they did together called "Chillin' with You." It came
Oh,
out on the Britney Jean album, and I keep thinking about this song. There's a line, they sing it together. It's cute. Where like they each are drinking wine together, and she like one goes, I like a white wine. The other one's like, I drink red wine. And
that's
they're just, I'm chilling with
adorable.
you, you, you. I'm chilling with you. And I just keep going back to, I'm like, oh,
That's
go
real
back to those
sweet.
days.
I mean, I
Go
hope.
back
And
to those days,
honestly,
buddy.
life is long and opinions change and relationships evolve. So there's a chance they could swing back around to
I
that.
think Britney is really hurt. I do think that
Yeah.
I don't think Britney's not wilding in some of this. Like it's a lot. I entreat you to go read the post. There's a
Right.
lot of them.
Okay.
I had like 6 screenshots. We didn't even get through all of them. There's a
Yeah.
lot, right? So
Yeah.
like it's a lot of information. Some of it's kind of like rambling and like, okay, we're just kind of, firing
Right.
it off, right? And so like take a
Right.
beat. But Brittany's been so hurt by therapy that she's been so hurt by psychologists and therapists
Right.
through the conservatorship and put on all these different medications. She has such a mistrust. I just hope that she gets surrounded by the right people and just gets on her footing and grounded. But you can tell she is hurting, and hurt people
Yeah.
hurt people. And so she's letting Diane Sawyer, Jamie Lynn Spears, everyone,
Yeah.
everyone have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tim, I don't think Tim's wrong about this. Tim says Brittany airing her grievances on social media is kind of whiling. Not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong. That's 100% true.
Pick up the phone. Jamie Lynn's calling.
Yeah, you gotta just do it there. Wait, I thought I had something I wanted to say about that, but this is that, and I don't know if this applies to this situation, but in my own personal interactions with people, if you are accusing me of something and you don't open with your part in it, that's a red flag to me. If it is only accusational of you, then I don't know. It takes away my trust. And I think on both sides, there's not a lot of owning my part in this. Which
it's very true. And it is just, it's seeing, I mean, those of you who have siblings, this fight looks very familiar. You can see the undercurrents of like siblings and like, oh, I've been there, but we don't usually have it on blast in social media. And I think that's the thing.
Right.
But of course, two siblings would of course just,
Yeah.
do it out like just you're so angry, you're so upset, I'm not talking to this person, and they're just both so caught up, I think, too, in the celebrity of it because that's all they know, and they're both really trying to save their names here. But I think, God, I think they're, and this is hard. It's part of the Britney army. I think Jamie Lynn absolutely started wilding first, but I think two people can absolutely be wilding, and I think Britney.
Wildin' breeds wildin'.
Wildin' breed, as they say, wildin' breeds more wildin'. And I think too, you just you need like an editor. Some of these posts, Renee, it's like this is a lot. Britney.
It's a lot. I can only imagine. Yeah.
And one of them, she's like, when she was talking about her sister doing the remixes, and she's like, I couldn't even go to the spa. And in fact, there was one of these when she was talking about when she first was talking about her sister. Oh gosh, I wish I could find it. And in one of it, in the first one, Britney watched the Good Morning America interview. She watched the Good Morning America interview, and the first few posts of it is her just talking about how she had a fever. She was like, I was really sick. Oh yeah, she's like, I got really sick. I had 104-degree fever. I know I'm being such a drama queen. I don't get really sick that often. So then I watched my sister's interview. Good thing I was watching it because I couldn't care. I just had to like give into it. And so this is like the first paragraph of her post, just talking about how she was sick, setting it up. And then she's talking about how she's like, my security guard wouldn't even go get me any Tylenol. He told me no. I can't believe he didn't go get this for me. And then she finally gets, nope. Even on the second one, she's like, I had chills. I was freezing. And then about halfway down of like the second paragraph, anyway. She was like, I was able to handle it because I was so sick. And then she goes in about, her sister. So
yeah, I think I don't think there's not wilding on Britney's part. I just think you got to drop the rope as a family member. You just have to walk away. If you're going either get involved or walk away, I think, because that book's going to make so much money. Everyone's going to read that book. I have to tell you, everyone is to read it.
Tim has some hot takes today.
Yeah.
Tim says he says that Jamie Lynn is working it because she's trying to sell that book and get that book money.
Yep. Yeah.
So you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And it's making Britney just look like she is out there wilding because she cannot handle.
Because I think the theoretical question is how successful and famous would Jamie be if there were no Britney? And so I can see from Jamie's perspective of I could have a career in this business successfully if I didn't have this over me. So I can understand the fight of just like, no, but I also want to do this. And I can understand it from your perspective. But sometimes you just got to deal with the cards you're dealt. And I think if you don't want to really dive in, then you have to walk away. And that's not fair, but those are the picks.
I think that, and I think here's the thing. I think Britney is working her social media. I don't know if she's working it well, but she is working her social media and she's getting her voice out there for the first time. And I think she's trying to refine that. So I think she's working that I think she's wilding a little bit too much with her edits here. And I think Jamie Lynn is wilding with this book. I think she should have never written it. I think she should have just let her sister go there, be there for her sister, let her sister have this moment, help her sister write a book or write a book together or something. I think her just trying to clear her own name and distance herself from her sister. I think she's wilding in that moment. But
I agree.
She is working the business. She is working the business.
And I think we would be remiss to not mention, I don't know if this is happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is a publicist's hand in this who has made it brilliant. We are all paying attention. We are all watching. We are following. And
I'm not going to get that book.
No, of course
do
not.
it.
No. I'm going to read the articles about it. I will.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Get that article. Giving article advertisements, but
exactly.
No, not giving her any money. But you're so right. And I think Brittany does not have a team around her. She has her hot fiance. And what else do you need? I follow him on Instagram. That's why I feel bad about myself. If you see him, everyone's going to feel bad about themselves. Even you, Renee.
oh, guaranteed. No, I couldn't dare. I wouldn't dare.
Gotta follow the donut guy instead.
Yeah, so I think there's also a world where they know exactly what they're doing, and unfortunately, society doesn't just glom onto harmony. When people are getting along, we don't care as much.
Right.
So
this show, they tune in the minute you and I start fighting with each other.
Of course. Yes.
On there.
What are they doing?
We got the split screen like on The View, and they're feuding and fighting, but it's always a split screen here. All right. Well, that was really heavy, and I want to make sure are there other famous sisters that have a better relationship? Great question, Tim. Yeah. Great question. I would like, yes, Beyonce and Solange.
Okay.
They have a great relationship. In fact, Beyonce like steals some of Solange's like more indie artistic ideas, but Solange is like, whatever, girl. I don't care. Just don't touch my hair. Don't touch my hair. I'd say Beyonce and Solange. Solange also knows her place. She's like, listen, I'm happy to be the second fiddle sister, and I'll, do my little things over there.
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue's sister.
Right. The Obama girls seem to get along pretty well.
Yeah, that's true. Good harmony. Yeah. That's true. It
Yeah.
seems like the ones who don't get so caught up in the fame, you need some like grounding. And it sounds like the Spears family just really didn't have that the more that you hear about it. Yeah, but that's a good question. I think the Kardashians,
Jessica and Ashley get along great. Jessica and Ashley get along great. Big Jessica Simpson fan over here.
How do you know that Jessica and Ashley get along so well?
Well, because I've read Jessica Simpson's book cover to cover, page to page.
I thought you did the audiobook. Was it audiobook?
Yes, exactly. When people say, do you read
on a road trip to Utah?
Your memory is impeccable. Impeccable. I listened to Jessica Simpson's entire book on a road trip to Utah.
I need at some point this week.
Yes.
Tune in. Renee's going to do a Reader's Digest version of the highlights from the Jessica Simpson book because it's so good. It is so good, y'all. She's got insights about Brittany because all roads lead back to Brittany, the Mickey Mouse Club, and just the tragic story of Jessica Simpson trying to make it.
It's constantly getting overshadowed by Brittany. Yeah. We've
got to squeeze it in this week. We've got to squeeze it in.
Jessica and Jamie are friends? I bet they are. I bet they bond over the fact that they're always overshadowed by Brittany.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Theories. James, it's almost time to get out of here.
It is. And we got to leave you with something good. We got to leave you with some good. It's Wednesday. That was kind of heavy, diving into sibling rivalries. It was really intense. We brought up some of your own sibling rivalry triggers and traumas. I know it did for me. Yeah. And with that, we have our Wednesday wisdom to take you off into the day. Some Wednesday wisdom. Renee, do you want to hit us with your Wednesday wisdom?
And I guess this applies a little bit in that notion of, but I shouldn't have to, but that thing of just resisting work. I don't know that any of our get-on-uppers, and certainly not you, James, needs to hear this, but something that I need to hear on a regular basis when I start to get a little rebellious towards work is the phrase, and this is a quote from Anne Lamott, a very famous writer, of discipline equals freedom. So I know that you want a shortcut, and I know that you want to bypass the work, and I know it's somebody else's job. But if you just get it done, you're going to have all the freedom you look for in so many genres. But for me, my wisdom that I constantly need to go back to is discipline equals freedom. Just get it done. Just get it done. And then you'll be good. How do you feel about that, James?
It's infuriating, but it's right. It's one of those things like,
oh, it's the worst. It's the worst. But also, and again, James, you will not be able to relate to this. I know that you won't, but I have tried to take the shortcut, or I've tried, or I've half-assed something, and it never feels good, ever. Ever, ever, ever. And I know that I may be alone in it, but being a try-hard feels great. I don't lose sleep at night knowing I tried as hard as I could.
And sometimes and to reiterate, but sometimes your hardest doesn't necessarily have to be 110%. Like sometimes you're like, what I can give today is 85%.
Right at 85.
You know?
Yes.
85 is going to be a good spot to be. Because you can't, 110 is unsustainable. You just can't. And if you're giving 110% on this, you're not going to be able to give. That's how math works, right? You can't, if I'm 110 here, I got to be 30% here. So you can, even it all out. Well, thank you for that. Mine is in our theme of Martin Luther King week. And also I think a lot of things that we touched on today. This comes from is listening to Oprah's Super Soul session, and she had writer Shaka Senghor on, and he said something that I was like, I gotta report back to the Get On Uppers. It's Wednesday. We're giving some wisdom. Remember the humanity of others. Remember the humanity of others. Put it on a pillow. Put it on a post-it note.
Put that on
it on your forehead. So when you put it on a pillow, remember the humanity of others. And I think perhaps like it's even with those sibling rivalries, right? Remembering the human side of it. Your roommate who doesn't refill the Brita water filter. Remember the human on the other side of it, right?
Yeah.
All of these different situations, scenarios where you just remember that there is a human on the other side of it. I think it allows us to have more so of that space and grace for others. And yeah, that's mine. Remember the humanity.
No, I really, really love that. I think that's, and I think it's also fair, like with all of this wisdom, it is a very, very, very narrow needle to thread but also don't create too much allowance and don't let yourself be taken advantage of. Get your own Brita filter.
Sure. But just you could also remember, okay, that person's struggling with this, or just someone's going through something, and but again, your own boundaries. Again, you got no. I've said yes too many times. You should no. Got da. I'm sending you that song, and as soon as we get off, Renee, so you can dance.
I'm over the moon about it. I cannot wait. But you're right about the humanity thing. It even goes back to that text message of the guy sending no thanks catfish, of just like, it'll diffuse your shame around it if you're just like, what is going on with him? What is his value system that is so shallow that matters?
Yeah.
And I guess even then I was trying to still poke at him a little bit, but like he is a human who is hurting. A human who is well adjusted would not send such a thing. So
100%. The question becomes, what happened to them?
Right.
What happened to them? Okay, something has freaked them out, and they were looking for an exit. This has nothing to do with me. This is on them. Yep. Even the Brita water filter. This is not about me. I'm not gonna take it personally. Well, there you go.
Jamie, I have a question. Would you like to do this again tomorrow?
I would love to do this again tomorrow, and I want to tell y'all what's in store for tomorrow, so why am I coming back? Oh, I will tell you why you're coming back between 7 and 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that could mean something different depending on where you are. So if you're Central Time and you click on at 7, you're not going to see us. But it's Thirsty Thursdays. And we're going to be chatting about what we're thirsting for, things that are coming up for either the weekend or just the future, things that we're just excited about. We're going to be talking about that. So want to know what you're looking forward to. You're feeling parched and you're excited about something that's happening in the future. Renee's got accidental thirst traps for us and things that she has accidentally found. She's trapped in. A new segment we're still working out. We're also going to hit you with some things in the news that are thriving. We also have our Throwback Thursday. I'm going to take you back in time for a little bit of history. I think we're going to talk about Bayard Rustin tomorrow, MLK Week, the organizer of the Million Man March that you've not heard about. He's Black, he's gay, and you got to hear about him. And then we've got our Thriving Out the Week segment. So it's going to be an action-packed Thursday.
I love it. I can't wait. I'm going to go get started on it right now.
there it is. We're gonna go get those researches going,
Yes.
and we've had such a wonderful day with you. We want to thank our producer Nick for being so amazing, getting those, just doing all that work behind the scenes. We appreciate you so much,
Yes, Nick.
and we
We
appreciate
love you.
all of you. Get on uppers. Thank you so much. We'll be back here tomorrow. And Renee, how could they get here again tomorrow in case they
Oh,
forgot?
sure. All you got to do is say to your trusty device, Alexa, or whoever you're using, open Backchannel. Uh-oh. She's trying to help. She heard me.
She's
She heard
trying
me,
to
and she's
help.
trying to help. She's trying to
This
help.
is
Exactly.
so
Open
cute.
Backchannel, and we will be right here. We'll be right here for you.
You're so on brand. You're so brand. She's just she opens up and then
Yeah, and she's
it's
like, I don't
you. Wild.
exactly. It's just
I
me.
see you.
It's just me
This is
trying to.
weird.
Yeah, so
And
that's how you
welcome
do
to those of you who are just joining on Backchannel. Stick around. We're headed out. We missed you today, but we'll see you tomorrow for JAM and Renee with Get On Up from 7 to 9. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching Get On Up. I'm James Arthur M.
Renee Colbert, and you just
Got
got
on up.